Member for Windsor-Tecumseh.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Good morning, Premier. Speaker, today's new testing numbers show that we have completed 12,000 tests, far short of the national per capita average and far short of the Premier's target. Alberta has a network of public labs and universities to do their testing. As a result, Alberta is consistently outperforming Ontario with more than 33% of the samples tested there than here. In fact, Alberta announced just last week more money to increase their testing capacity. Speaker, why is Alberta able to test so many more people for COVID than Ontario?
Minister of Health.
Well, thank you very much for the question, but in actual fact, Ontario is now the leader in testing in Canada. We have surpassed every other province. But it is important to continue with the testing and to make sure it comes in on a timely basis. The situation that the member is referring to, Mr. Speaker, happens on a weekly basis because of the fact that there is a delay over the weekend with the transportation of some of the swabs to the labs. So later on in the week, we will see the numbers come back, but this is something that happens on a weekly basis. There are no surprises here. It is just due to the transportation issues involved over the weekend. But we know that we need to continue to test. We have significantly increased our lab testing capability from the public health units to hospitals to universities to other companies that have come forward to assist us with the lab testing. So we are going to continue to increase our numbers. We have a plan to do that. That is something that is happening as we speak. We're increasing the numbers, but Ontario is leading the rest of the country right now in terms of lab testing.
The supplementary question.
Speaker, the Premier said over a month ago that the testing rate was unacceptable, but a month later it's the same old problem. Without a massive jump in the number of test results, we just don't know what's going on with this pandemic. Every day that goes by, we're missing those targets. Is one more day lost when we could have gotten things back on track quicker for Ontarians? Why is this government not prioritized testing for COVID-19 in this time of absolute crisis?
The Premier to reply.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The fact is we've tested 447,964 tests, and that's probably a day or so old. We've tested 73% of all the long-term care patients, and I said early next week, but hopefully by this weekend, we'll have every single patient tested. And if we need to go over again, we'll continue doing this until we get through this pandemic, and we'll continue testing, and we'll get better at testing, and public health will get better at testing, and as the apps come out, we'll have better contact tracing. It's absolutely essential, and as I mentioned to the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, and all the Premiers, we want to lead the way when it comes to contact tracing and tracking. It's absolutely critical, but we will continue to be the leader. Not only are we the leader here, we are now not only the leader in Canada, but testing per capita rank among the top globally in the world. And we will never stop testing. We're just going to ramp the testing up. And again, I want to thank the people from Public Health for doing a great job.